My name is Reagan, and today I'm sharing the story of how my unique health condition has impacted my life and led to some challenging situations. There's a saying that if you share your story, you might magically grow taller overnight. Eleanor has been my closest friend since we were in kindergarten. We've shared countless experiences together, truly everything you can imagine. She's the only one who knows about my unusual allergy to cold temperatures. Diagnosed at 5 with cold urticaria, I experience severe rashes when exposed to cold. This means constant warmth is essential for me. I've had to forego cold treats like ice cream and smoothies to maintain my body heat. Winter required layers upon layers of clothing, making me look like an oversized bear in my bulky raincoats. Playing in the snow was off limits, so Eleanor would often stay indoors with me, proving her incredible friendship. However, things took a turn in high school. Eleanor's family is affluent, her father owning a nationwide chain of fast food restaurants. My parents, being teachers, struggled to make ends meet. Once our classmates learned of Eleanor's wealth, everyone wanted to be her friend. She became popular among the boys, receiving numerous invites to outings and dates, but these invitations were for her alone. I was often left out. I remember when Aria, a popular girl, invited Eleanor to her birthday party in our presence and specifically mentioned the invitation was exclusive to her. "This party is really exclusive," she said, clearly trying to provoke me. I brushed it off and encouraged Eleanor to go without me. I never cared for Aria anyway. Soon after, Eleanor began receiving numerous invitations and we gradually saw less of each other. Then, in chemistry class, an unexpected twist occurred. I was paired with Andrew, the most popular boy in school and the football team captain. As we collaborated on the project, Andrew revealed his feelings for me and we started dating. He was incredibly kind, even driving me to school daily, making me feel cherished. However, Eleanor seemed unsettled by my relationship with Andrew. When she saw us together, she was taken aback and rushed over to confirm if we were dating. I joyfully confirmed, but noticed she had been too occupied to catch up. Eleanor suggested a dinner with the three of us. We agreed to meet at a fast food restaurant, but Eleanor immediately expressed disgust upon arrival and insisted on a different, more upscale location, offering to pay. This pattern continued, with Eleanor always choosing expensive venues and covering the costs. Andrew didn't mind, but I felt uncomfortable with her ostentatious display of wealth. Eventually, I stopped including Eleanor in our plans. However, her birthday approached, and she planned an extravagant ski trip at an exclusive hotel, inviting her closest friends, including Andrew and me, all expenses paid. Handing me the invitation, Eleanor remarked, "Oh, Reagan, I hope you can make it," in a tone that seemed sympathetic yet slightly patronizing. I had a feeling Eleanor was being intentionally provocative, so I assertively responded, "Don't worry, I'll definitely be there." My parents were alarmed when they learned about the trip. Given my cold urticaria, the cold weather would aggravate my condition, causing rashes and swelling, but I was determined not to let Andrew and Eleanor spend 4 days together without me. Reluctantly, I packed and left, a decision I would soon regret. I was confined to the hotel the entire time, unable to venture outside. Andrew repeatedly invited me to ski with them, but I had to feign disinterest, claiming a preference for reading while encouraging them to enjoy themselves. Meanwhile, Andrew and Eleanor were inseparable, their social media posts only fueling my frustration. On the trip's final day, while sipping coffee in the hotel lobby, I witnessed something shocking. Eleanor and Andrew kissing in the snow. My disbelief quickly turned to anger. I confronted them, demanding an explanation. Andrew looked taken aback, but Eleanor wore a smug smile, tauntingly declaring that I didn't deserve him and that my inability to join in his activities made me a freak. She then callously threw snow at my face. Eleanor's cruel words and actions were a shock. Almost immediately, my skin erupted into a rash and swelled up. Overwhelmed, I passed out. When I regained consciousness, I found myself in a hospital bed, dizzy and disoriented, with my parents beside me, full of worry. They explained that my body had gone into shock and it took 3 days for me to recover. Returning to school, I hoped for an apology from Eleanor, but instead, I found she was spreading rumors about me, accusing me of being a gold digger who befriended her for her expensive gifts. Andrew, too, seemed swayed by her words, breaking up with me via a message. In a moment of anger and hurt, I devised a vengeful plan against Eleanor, who was known for her pride in her long blonde hair. During her gym class, I sneakily switched her shampoo with a bottle containing hair removal cream. The result was shocking and led to her confronting me furiously in front of everyone. This act of revenge, however, had serious consequences. I was called into the principal's office and subsequently expelled. Following this, I convinced my parents to move to Florida, attracted by its year-round warmth, which suited my condition. In my new school, I maintained a low profile, focusing on my studies while dealing with the lingering effects of Eleanor's rumors. Determined to disprove her allegations, I excelled academically and later pursued finance and business in college. My hard work paid off when I started my own business at 23, quickly becoming one of the youngest successful entrepreneurs in the country. Yet, I had to adapt my lifestyle to manage my condition, often working from home and avoiding air conditioning. Despite my professional success, I felt a deep sense of loneliness, especially in my personal life. My past experience with Andrew made me cautious about dating. However, things changed when I met Isaac at a business conference in Hawaii. The setting was ideal for my condition, allowing me to enjoy the beach without venturing into the water. One afternoon while I was sunbathing, Isaac approached me, curiously asking, "Are you afraid of the water?" Suspicion crept into my voice as I cautiously inquired, "What do you mean?" When Isaac remarked on my avoidance of the water, he explained his observation, suggesting that the water was pleasant. This prompted me to take a leap of faith and share my condition, revealing the life-threatening risks I faced around cold water. Isaac listened intently, his reaction filled with empathy. Our conversation blossomed into a deeper connection, leading to a relationship and eventually marriage. I believed I had found my happily ever after, wealth, comfort, and a caring husband. However, my world was turned upside down one night. Waking up to find Isaac missing, I overheard him on the phone in his office, discussing a scheme to win my trust for financial gain. My heart sank. Was my husband plotting against me? I returned to bed, feigning sleep, while panic surged through me. The following day, I maintained a facade of normalcy, even bidding him goodbye with a kiss. But as soon as he left, I contacted a private investigator to delve into Isaac's background. The revelations were staggering. Isaac was the personal assistant of Zoe, someone from the conference in Hawaii. She had noticed me and, upon realizing my financial success, conspired with Isaac to either rob me or secure a significant portion of my assets in a potential divorce. The idea that Zoe harbored such a long-standing grudge was astounding and nauseating. The man I had welcomed into my life with love and trust was part of a plot to harm me. I didn't succumb to the fleeting thought of persuading Isaac to stay. Armed with the evidence gathered by the detective, I promptly sought legal assistance to initiate a divorce. Isaac was utterly taken aback by the divorce papers. I made it clear that any attempt to claim my assets would result in legal action against him, leveraging the evidence to ensure he couldn't profit from his deceit. I confronted Zoe with the same ultimatum, warning her of the consequences if she ever interfered in my life again. Fearing legal repercussions, she agreed to pay me $2 million for my silence. After the ordeal with Isaac, I sold the house we shared and moved back in with my parents, seeking tranquility and a safe environment to raise my child. To my surprise, I discovered I was pregnant post-divorce and later gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, whom I named Nova. She was a perfect blend of Isaac's features and mine, but heartbreakingly, she inherited my cold urticaria. We realized this when she was 7, during a playful incident involving a water pipe. Her sudden rash led to a panicked rush to the hospital. At the hospital, a compassionate doctor took great care of Nova. I explained her condition, and he offered reassurance while treating her. After a tense couple of hours, he informed me that Nova was out of danger, though she needed to stay hospitalized for a few more days. His attentive and kind demeanor was comforting. During our last day at the hospital, the doctor expressed a desire to see Nova again and subtly asked me out on a date. It had been 7 years since I had last dated, so his invitation gave me a flutter of excitement and I agreed. Our first date was at the park with Nova, combining a fun outing for her with an opportunity for us to get to know each other. However, while enjoying our time in the park, I noticed a familiar figure in the distance. It was Isaac, observing us intently. His gaze shifted between Nova and me, and I could tell he had realized that Nova was his daughter. His unexpected presence brought back a flood of emotions and a sense of uncertainty about how to handle this sudden reappearance in our lives. Realizing I had never informed Isaac about my pregnancy, a wave of protectiveness washed over me. Quickly, I took Nova's hand and with an apologetic glance towards the doctor who seemed bewildered by my abruptness, I hurriedly left the park. Once home, driven by a fierce resolve to safeguard my daughter, I promptly booked 2 plane tickets to California. My mind was set. I would do whatever it took to ensure Isaac would never have the opportunity to claim any part of Nova's life.